Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Sometimes it's healthy to delude ourselves. Facing all our fears head-on could yield more unhappiness for the benefit derived. And sometimes a little excess optimism fuels us to bigger accomplishment than clear-eyed rationality would allow. But certainly it can help to be aware of whether irrational exuberance, as Fed Chair Alan Greenspan called it, whether irrational exuberance is something you want to curb, indulge, or even increase. To that end, here is a necessarily incomplete list of possible lies we tell ourselves. The first is invincibility. Do you delude yourself into thinking you're invincible, for example, by being too COVID risky, driving or adventuring recklessly, or using tobacco, alcohol, or other mind-altering substance? The next possible self-delusion is what I call the bandwagon fallacy. That is that everyone's doing it, so it can't be that bad. For example, many people do fritter much time on screen silliness, 18 holes of golf, unwise, long, time-devouring trips, or they conspicuously consume, like Rolex watches and Tony houses and designer-label clothes, at least in part to impress other people. More likely, that yields eye-rolling, at least among people you should care to impress. Or they may profess political views largely because their bandwagon, their bubble, will bestow their nod of approval. Perhaps you feel the benefits of being on a bandwagon are worth it, but if not, do you want to jump off the bandwagon? A third possible self-delusion is that we deserve self-loathing. Other than, for example, violent criminals who enjoy hurting people, almost none of us deserve self-loathing, even if you've made many bad decisions. Rather than lie to yourself and say you deserve whatever bad, do you want to accept the cliche, but true, that today is the first day of the rest of your life, and that you do have a fresh start? Indeed, the worse your past behavior, the more reason to redouble your efforts to make today the first day of your new and improved, maybe radically improved you. Another possible self-delusion? That we deserve better. Yeah, luck matters, and for some people have drawn more than their share of the short straws. Of course, we're justified in preferring better, striving for better, but some people are lying to themselves when they say they deserve better. How about you? Another possible self-delusion? That people like your aggressive, badass behavior. That usually is a lie. Most people may smile at or be intimidated by badasses, but quietly, or not so quietly, they sabotage, or at least dislike and avoid such people. Certainly, badasses rarely receive favors. Another possible self-delusion is that your sloth isn't costing you. Some people do get away with laziness for their entire lives, and others haven't yet paid too high a price for it, but the tipping point may be approaching. Some people bristle even at the term laziness, preferring to ascribe it to early trauma, or a bad society, or bad luck, or some other externalization. There may be some truth to those, but the question is your explanation of your sloth, assuming you are slothful, significantly a lie that you're telling yourself? Another possible self-delusion is that your long missives are interesting. That's a common self-delusion. Unless you're one of those rare birds who is a riveting raconteur, a font of the fascinating, if your utterances tend to go beyond a minute, you may be more likely to yield thoughts of, would he or she shut up already, than he or she is an interesting person. Conversations need be more like ping-pong games than lectures. Talk a bit, then shut up or ask a question. Another possible self-delusion is thinking your child is wonderful or terrible. Of course, all kids lie somewhere on that good to bad continuum, but some parents lie to themselves. There is, for example, the parent who puts a halo around their kid, and when, for example, a teacher gives Angel a poor grade, the parent rushes in to protest. Conversely, there's a parent who sees their child as a glass not close to half full. If you were to step back and be honest with yourself, what would the wise one within you think of your child? And does that suggest that you need to praise your child more, work on improvement, or mostly just accept your child for who he or she is? And a final possible area of self-delusion, maybe the most important one, is other. I only mentioned 8. I'm sure there are other potential self-delusions. Take a look inward and ask yourself if there something you are deluding yourself about, and whether it's wise to keep it or to change it. Anyway, as I mentioned at the beginning, unvarnished realism isn't always wise, but nor are unexamined lies that we tell ourselves. As you review the 9 potential sources for self-delusion here, is there at least one lie that you're telling yourself that you would like to shed? In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.